Good evening, Internet. Can you hear me at the back? Well, new year, new decade, and a new approach. And I've come to the conclusion that I suck. I know. What's brought me to this conclusion? Well, obviously, as those of you who followed me and know what I do are aware, right, I can play pretty well. I got a few licks, I know my chords, know my scales, played a great many gigs, but recently I had a little bit of a crisis of confidence, and let me take you back a couple of years. The last few years I put up on my blog my practice plan for the year. Now this is, I've done this as a way of making sure that I stay fresh, that I keep on learning new things, that I keep on pushing myself to try and improve, try and be the best that I can be, and as always, of course, to ensure that I don't forget what it's like to learn things, because who wants a teacher who can't learn anything himself? Useless, isn't it? So in order to do that, I found myself tackling all the sort of out there stuff. I've been playing long enough that I know all the useful stuff, all the pentatonics, all my modes, all my regular chords and 7s and 9s and 11s and all that sort of good stuff. The only stuff really left for me to learn is the out there stuff, the altered scales, the harmonic minor, the melodic minor, and the related modes, peculiar altered chords and arpeggios, all that sort of stuff. Weird, exotic, oriental pentatonic scales. And yeah, there's some interesting stuff out there, but after a couple of years of doing this, I kind of came to the conclusion that I'm practicing an awful lot of stuff that is, in a practical sense, utterly useless. It's a rare gig with Guilty Pleasures or Dave the Rock Band that I'm really going to need the Kamoi pentatonic or various modes of the melodic minor scale. And I found myself practicing things that I really didn't even like the sound of, let alone was going to use. So I decided, right, enough is enough. And this nicely coincided with a student very kindly giving me a copy of Joe Bonamassa's Live at the Greek Theatre blues album, where he's doing fantastic covers of songs by B.B. King, Freddie King, Albert King, all the classics. And jamming along with this, I was struck by how authoritative and how convincing everything he played was, even though for a Joe Bonamassa record it's pretty straightforward from a technical point of view. Everything he did sounded right, sounded confident, sounded assured. Playing along with it, everything I did didn't. It sounded nervy, it sounded amateurish, it sounded cluttered. There was too many shades of 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old me running out of confidence, holding a note, and then rather than just leaving it there going, I can't just not play anything, I can't just leave that note, I'll have to go and make an absolute hash of it. Still too much of that, even at my advanced age of, I'm not going to say what it is. So I need to do something about this. So I've decided that this year my practice plan is not going to include any new scales, any new modes, any arpeggios, anything like that. It's not going to be a year of learning technique. I've got enough of that. I've been playing long enough that all the useful technique that all the technique my fingers can learn, they probably have already learned. We're going to look at this from a different point of view. I'm going to go back to school and look at studying the blues greats. So we're starting with Albert King this month. Next month is going to be Freddie King. The month after that, B.B. King. See how it goes after that. And I'm going to be learning all their stuff, and as much as I can, transcribing as much as I can, purely by ear. Now, this is not going to lead me, I don't think, into any new realms of speed or accuracy, but it is going to make me sound a lot better. My thinking is that by transcribing their stuff, I improve the connection between what I hear in my head and what my fingers do. And often I find that my fingers do more than I want them to do. And this is going to be a good way of counteracting this. So, I'm going to leave you with a little blues jam, courtesy of a backing track by my good friend Lee Blount. I'll put a link to his page where you can find these tracks and play over them as well. And this is the bass line for comparison. We'll come back in a month's time, and 2 months after, 3 months, keep going, check in once a month, and just see if there's a difference. Just see if I'm that little bit more elegant, just see if I'm that little bit less desperate to wiggle the fingers to impress the audience. Right, so let's leave it at that. So there we go. See you in a month.